So today we're talking about expat health insurance. If you're planning on going overseas, Thailand, Southeast Asia in general, you probably considered expat insurance. Yesterday, I had to go to the hospital. This was the result in Suvarnabhumi Airport. And this is a good example because, frankly, there ain't nothing cheap in the airport. I definitely could have seen a doctor if I would have left the airport. However, I thought as a strategy, dropping dead in the airport would be the best, right? Somebody would see you immediately, scoop you up, off you go. So there I was. I had already not been feeling well. The hostel I was staying at, a guy came in pretty sick, and it was just a short period of time later, I was coughing and everybody was coughing. And I was trying to fly again and dealing with a fast travel nightmare that I was trying to sort out. So there I sat, was getting dizzy, shortness of breath. Yeah, I was going downhill fast. I was trying to work the problem. It was very distracting to be sick. And then I felt like I was gonna throw up. The good news is I was in Thailand, not in the United States. Why? Because the last time I went to the hospital in the United States, it cost $16,000 for about 4 hours. None of those 4 hours were talking to a doctor. Doctor came in, said a few words to me, asked a few questions. They ran some tests. About the only thing they could tell me was that I had THC in my system. Oh, and here's this humongous bill. Why? So, and this is probably one of the reasons why I'm over here. I need healthcare. I've considered buying health insurance in the Philippines. I've talked about it. I've seen many doctors in the Philippines for very small amounts of money, $12, $6. If it's good enough for Filipinos, it's good enough for me. That's how I feel. And I've seen doctors in Mexico, dentists, got all my teeth fixed in Mexico, very reasonable. So the fear that Americans have because of how crazy the fucking healthcare system is in the United States, that bill, $16,000 for 4 hours of nothing. And here I got, walked into a hospital, was in front of a doctor in probably 10 minutes. And the bill was 1,550 baht, which is basically about $42. Oh, and that come with meds, prescription meds, and letter, and a cute little travel bag. So I check into a motel hoping to get some rest to recover. I do feel a lot better. Probably the weirdest part about this was, so it appears that I may not be able to fly. I'm not sure about this, but they gave me a flight clearance. I was not tested. He took my temperature, said actually I appeared quite normal. The last time I had this in Vietnam, it was pretty close to the same. However, it definitely feels more intense this time. I was suffering really bad in the airport. I walked in, I said, how much? They were like 600 baht. I was like, I am in. check me out, give me some meds. They said they'll prescribe me meds on the spot. I was like, beautiful, let's do it. I was all in. And when you think about the health insurance, buying the health insurance, I mean, there's three scenarios, right? Scenario one, you have something minor. And the beautiful thing about this, I want to talk about something I discovered about this. When you have small things wrong, you can afford to go to the doctor and get help fast. Get meds, go to the pharmacy, because it's not $1 million. That is the ideal scenario. So that's scenario number one. You're sick like me, not feeling well, go to the doctor. It costs me 12, 15, 40 bucks in this case to see a doctor in the airport. I probably couldn't eat party of two in the airport for $40, but I could see a doctor. And as it turns out, the airport had 3 hospitals in it. And it was important to go to the hospital that wasn't the 2 private hospitals. There was a Thai transportation hospital there for foreigners. They spoke English, not good English, but they spoke English enough, which was nice. They helped me. They took my blood pressure. Said again, like I said, that I appeared to be pretty normal blood pressure, which has been a problem. They said it's normal, which was good to hear. And that fear, of course, is the big bill, that you're hoping that health insurance will cover. Well, first of all, if you're buying health insurance in the United States or from some provider, frankly, you will get a letter of intent to pay, or whatever the situation is, have to front the money and then go back after the insurance company and get your money back, which could be fun in itself, because they could just be like, shucks, dude, we don't cover that. And you could be out the money and out the premiums. So that's the second scenario. You have a insured event, and that now you have to front the money still, maybe a couple $1,000s. However, I will say this, I have lots of experience. Benny, I don't think has ever spent $1,000, been to the hospital many times in many, many countries, some with some serious problems, a couple $100s in most cases. Me, I don't think I paid a doctor much more than $40, $50. And so this second scenario is that the hospital presents you a bill, and then of course you start negotiating, and there you are trying to get the lowest amount, because that's what the insurance company is going to do, right? And that's what you need to be doing in all of these countries. Be aware of the hospital that you're visiting, what kind of hospital. And actually, unlike the US, many of them post pricing clear that you can read. And then, so we'll talk about the third scenario, which is, of course, the scenario where this is the event that you pay insurance for. You've, dropped, you're in your hotel, you lose consciousness, whatever the situation is, and they come scoop you up. And maybe you don't even have ambulance coverage, so maybe you need to rely on somebody to take you to the hospital, as that's the case in Mexico. In most cases, you need somebody to throw you in a taxi or something to take you to the hospital. So the third event is bank. You have might have good survival rate. However, the time that it's going to take for you to get some help may not be ideal, like the US, right? You call 911, most of the cases, boom, they show up in relatively short period of time, scoop you up, take you to the hospital, and then, you know, that infrastructure. And I think Americans, of course, are so fearful, but these bills don't exist. I mean, my assistant's mother had surgery, and I believe it was only like a couple $1,000s. I'm not sure on the figure, but you know, it's surgery, a couple thousand. So there's that. Anyway, I'm gonna go over there, crawl in bed, and get some rest and get ready for round 5 of this saga, trying to fly out to Ho Chi Minh and see if I can't make it this time. Catch you on the next video.